back to Peachy Pilates. This week's workout is a small ball sculpt. This video will take you through a total body routine using a small ball. Now it doesn't have to be a Pilates ball, it can be any type of ball, playground ball, soccer ball, all kinds of things like that. All you'll need is just that and your mat. You're gonna get started here. So you'll lie down on your back. You're just gonna stick that ball right in between your knees as you lie down on your back. Knees are bent, feet are grounded. So you should be able to get that ball between them and then just give it a nice little squeeze. Now once you're lying down, I want you to try to open up your collarbone as much as possible. Keep your neck long, so just make sure that your chin isn't pointing back, but that your gaze is slightly in front of you to help you keep that elongation in your head and your neck, which is also going to help you keep your neck relaxed as we start to work and develop more strength in your center and your core, which of course we want. We're going to start with a few nice big deep breaths. You're breathing in through the nose to fill up, and then out through the mouth, purse lips like you're whistling. Starting to put on that internal core set, that cummerbund, feeling that activation of your deep transverse abdominis. Kind of like when you laugh really hard or you take a couple coughs, you feel that shrinking in sensation of your torso. That's what we're looking here with every single exhale. So every breath out is going to give us the opportunity to again work our abs. From here, all I want you to do is try to take the back of your belly button and button it down to the mat below you. So you're just developing some deeper core strength across the muscles of your pelvic floor, and you're allowing your low back to stretch, the vertebra between your low spine lengthening away from one another. Also, your tailbone has started to shift up, like you're trying to tuck it up between your thighs, but can you keep that neck relaxed? From here, I'm going to have you give those glutes a squeeze, give that ball a squeeze, and start to peel your spine away from the mat, starting from the bottom up, one bone at a time. We're coming into our bridge. Feel that elongation as you lift, 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 hips over the knees, and then you're just going to roll right back down with your breath in. Try to lift your low back away and then button your belly button down to exhale, initiate to peel away. It's the pace of your breath, and then that inhale rolls you right back down. Starting to feel the backs of your thighs immediately wake up, feeling your heels pulling in towards your seat as those hips go high. And again, thinking about one bone at a time, peeling away from the mat like Velcro, and then setting right back down in that straight line where you came from. Neck stays relaxed this whole time. The hardest place to keep your neck relaxed is on that way down. You want to think about pulling into your core and your back body even more to assist you with that. Now, next time you lift those hips up, all I'm going to have you do is just keep those hips up. From here, little pulses, up, 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 up. More engagement in the backs of your thighs, more engagement in your seat. You really feel those hammies waking up like your hips are being pulled towards the sky by two marionette strings. We are lifting up, up, pressing with the backs of your arms, engaging your center. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, hold those hips nice and high, little squeezes into the ball. So teeny movement, just like we did with that pulse of the hips. This time our hips stay still as we squeeze that ball, turning on our inner thighs as much as we possibly can. This is also going to activate those outer thighs, outer hips. So if you're feeling it there, definitely not wrong. Engagement in your center, pull your belly button towards your spine. Protect your low back. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that squeeze, big inhale, see if you can lift your hips higher, and then exhale, roll all the way down, 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 one bone at a time. Once you hit that neutral spine, hands are going behind your head, elbows bent out wide towards the side. It's your abdominal curl. Exhale, take a peek up at that ball, and then inhale, slowly lower down. Breathing out to lift, breathing in to lower. Hey, that sounds familiar. We did that same breath pattern with our bridge. We always want to exhale on the exertion. Now make sure your elbows stay wide here, like there's a long line holding them apart from one another. Every time you lift, I just want you to take a peek at that neutral pelvis. Notice that my low back is not changing. So I'm not coming into a curl like so, moving my low back, but I'm staying as steady steady as I can in my center as just my chest lifts. I feel my front ribs closing like two elevator doors. Maybe there's that little quiver there as you exhale on the way up. We are here for 3 more. Now on that third one, I want you to hold your head nice and high. Can you press your head back heavier into your hands? Feel how that engages your core even more. And then from here, button the back of your belly button down to the mat like we talked about in that bridge. From here, you're gonna lift your feet up off the ground, come tabletop, and then try to set those toes all the way back down. Lift those knees up and set those toes down. Exhale every time you lift. Pressure with your head into your hands, keeping those elbows, your chest nice and wide, and then pulling your belly button down as flat as you possibly can. We've got 4 of these toe taps. Really, really nice. Feel the strength in your center. On that 4th one, you're gonna hold your knees back up at tabletop so your feet are floating. Little squeezes into that ball. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Turn it on your inner thighs. Feel your navel pull towards your spine even more. Inner thighs attached to your deepest core, so that's where you feel that work. From here, I'm going to keep on squeezing. Let go of my head. Reach my fingertips towards my heels. Keep those fingertips reaching towards your heels as you squeeze. Shoulders down your back. Can you lift your head an inch higher? When you're here for 3, for 2. Hold that squeeze. You're going to keep your legs up, lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Your arms reach all the way back behind your head. And then from here, squeezes into that ball. Scoop your core. It's harder to keep those front ribs closed with your arms by your ears. Notice that difference. We are just here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Your hands can grab for your shins. Just keep that ball there as you give yourself this big hug. Keeping your head down, you're going to shake your head like you're saying no. Ear to the mat on one side and then the other. Once your core has that opportunity to recover, you're going to grab that ball that's in between your knees and go ahead and glue your knees together. So you're coming into a tabletop with those inner thighs glued together. You're going to set that ball right in front of your knees, right at the uppermost edge of your thighs. They're pointed towards the sky. And we're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders up. A little bit of a funky position. You're going to take your left elbow into that ball, and both hands are going back behind your head. So you're in a little abdominal twist, a little oblique crunch. We're taking little pulses of your elbow into this ball. Super deep contraction of your core. You're gonna feel it almost immediately, aiming to twist your chest even further towards that right side. Little exhale with every pulse. Pull your belly button down. We're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold that squeeze. I'm going to send my left leg straight out and bring that knee back in. Left leg straight out and back in. So the knee of the side that your elbow is pressing into the ball, reaching long and coming in. Reaching long and coming in. You've just got 5. You can do this. I know it's tough. Last 3. We're going to transition to the other side from here. Both knees come in. Elbows face towards that ball. Right one glues towards it. Twist to your left. Little oblique pulses in this direction. As you pulse, think about that right elbow digging into your left knee. So you're reaching across your torso. Trying to broaden your chest as much as possible. Scoop from that core. We get a stretch for those abs here next. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Reach that right leg long and pull it in. Right leg long and pull it in. The lower your right leg goes, the harder it makes it for those abs. I'm sure you feel it there. If you need to angle your leg higher towards the ceiling, totally fine. Listen to your body. We've got 4. We've got 3. Take that big exhale. Once you're done with this last one, hug those knees in towards your chest. You can take that ball out from in front of your knees, set it on top of your shins, and you're going to take a little rock from side to side. Really, really nice. Grab behind those thighs, roll your way up to a seat. We're going to come onto our belly from here, give our core the opportunity to expand. We'll work our back. back. You're gonna set that ball right on the front edge of your mat. Flipping over onto your belly, both hands are gonna hang out on top of that ball. Both legs are gonna go nice and wide, turned out. Try to think pubic bone, hips heavy, core engaged, spine imprinted. Press your hands into that ball. You're gonna start to roll it towards you, lifting your head, neck, and chest, but keeping your neck long. So you just wanna gaze at the ball, not straight out in front of you. Shoulders down your back, and then lower right back down, one bone at a time. Engage your center, breathing in as you lift. Feel that stretch between your ribs and your hips. Breathing out as you lower back down. Nice big expansion in your front body on the way up. And then thinking one bone at a time, stretching further away from one another with each vertebra on that way down. Now as you turn on the muscles in your back, you don't want to feel a pinch in the low back. This is about your middle back here. Squeeze your glutes to help you stay away from that pinch in the low back. We're going to do one more like this. I want you to hold the up on this last one. You're going to start to bend your elbows, straighten your arms. Bend your elbows, straighten your arms. It's very small here. Belly button to spine, hold yourself lifted. Triceps, fire up immediately. Neck stays long, neck stays relaxed. Rolling that ball for a 3. Little move for 2. And then after this last one, straighten those arms, roll all the way down. Shake your head like you're saying no. I'm going to bring my hands underneath my shoulders and prop myself up onto my knees. From here, we're going quadruped. Once you make your way to all fours, just locate that ball. If it's rolled away from you, you're going to stick it down in between both ankles here. So down between those ankles. Tuck your toes under. It'll be easier to hold on to that ball, and we'll need those toes tucked under for our next exercise here. Once you place that ball between your ankles, hands come right underneath those shoulders. Long neutral spine. It's our plank prep. All you're going to do is exhale, hover those knees, and then inhale, lower them back down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Think about balancing a teacup up on your tailbone here, and then can you lift from your core? Can you lift from the muscles in your back? So shoulders pulling down away from those ears. Neck, same long length as we talked about in that swan. And then as you lift here, you're also getting a nice stretch in the backs of your ankles and the soles of your feet. Next time those knees are lifted, we're going to hold them lifted, and we're just going to pulse those knees out and in, out and in. As they pulse out, your heels turn in towards that ball. You feel that deep engagement in the side of your seat, pulling your belly button towards your spine. We're just here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those knees down. Take a breath. And we're going to do one more set of the exact same exercise. So strong in those arms. Squeeze that ball. Activate your core. We're coming off the wrists to your necks. Hover those knees. You're just going to open, close, open, close. As you open, you feel that work on the side of those hips. Shaping that peach. We always like that strength here. Opening those knees, strengthening those hips for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those knees down. Take a breath. From here, I'm going to reach for my ball and bring it between my right thigh and my right calf here. So I'm kind of shoving that ball right in between my knee and my calf where that fold is. I'm going to use my hamstring to hold on to that ball. You're going to come down to your forearms from here. Now make sure you still have that ball. You're squeezing there. And we're going to lift our foot all the way up towards the sky. Square off your hips. Strengthen your center. Shoulders down your back. We're going to point our toe here to start. Squeeze that ball a little bit more. And teeny pulses up, up, up. You're going to feel a nice big quad stretch here, as well as a hip flexor stretch. But the focus is on that squeeze in your seat. Again, strengthening your glutes and that peach. Now try to keep your low back as still and steady as you can. We are taking tiny little pulses here, but I want you to control it. So try not to let momentum take over is all that means. Hips stay square. Squeeze that heel towards your seat. We are here for 4, 3, 2, You're gonna pause on one, flex that foot, think heel kick in towards your seat, let it go just a teeny bit. So this time you're pulsing that heel in towards your seat. Trying to hold that thigh bone as steady as you can. And then again, think about controlling your move, even though it's teeny tiny. We are here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold that squeeze. I'm gonna drop my knee all the way down and lift it all the way up, all the way down and all the way up. Very challenging not to move your low back here. Make sure that your weight isn't dumping over into that right thigh, that right hip, but you're nice and even over the center line of your body. Exhale each time you lift that foot, like you're trying to raise the roof with your heel. Shoulders down the back, neck is long. This forward pitched position is just harder for our core. Stabilizing here for 6. Exhale way up for 5. You've got 4 more, slow with control. Remember, this is Pilates. Last 2. After this last one, knees coming all the way down. You're gonna make your way up to those hands so you can grab the ball, and we'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So sticking that ball between the calf and your back of your thigh on that right side. Coming down to those forearms, but you can always stay tall on both arms. Pointing that toe to start, squeezing your heel towards your seat. You're gonna lift your foot as high as you can. Keep those hips square, keep your low back steady. Try to tuck your tailbone under as you pulse that leg up. Little pulses up. Keeping that squeeze on the ball, our hamstrings engaged. We feel our booty squeeze every single time we lift. Make sure you've got that contraction so that you're able to open up your hip flexor. Holding your low back steady and still. I started to jump over to that left side. Check in. Your weight's over your center. Your neck is long. Your shoulders are down your back. Belly button to spine here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up there. Flex that foot. Little pulses in. Think heel towards your seat. Try to hold on to that ball. Hamstring curl with control. Slower, faster, doesn't matter, as long as you feel the work in the back of that thigh. Continue to breathe. Nice big deep breaths. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that squeeze. Knees going all the way down, all the way up. You got this. All the way down, all the way up. Lots of tough work here already. Engaging in that center, your core already, finding all of that work across your abs, not just the front, all the way around to the back. Feeling that lift, feeling that same squeeze we talked about in our little pulses. Can your heel get even closer to your seat? Bend your knee even more. Big old quad stretch for 4 more. 3 more. Breaking that sweat if you haven't already. And then after that last one, come all the way down. Prop yourself up to your hands and just go ahead and grab that ball. You're gonna make your way to your seat from here. Once you're sitting, we're gonna take a rolling mermaid. We're starting with our sideline series. I'm gonna start with my left leg folded back. Just because I started that last series on my left leg, I wanna keep starting with this series on my left leg. Doesn't matter, however, whichever one feels right for you is absolutely fine. And then just set your opposite hand right up on that ball next to you. So if your left leg is back, balls under your right hand. If your right leg is back, balls under your left hand. Sit up as tall as you can here. Just take a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Kind of like we did with that swan, we're gonna roll with our mermaid. So you're rolling that right arm with that ball away from you, reaching your left hand up overhead, big side bend, that ball comes up towards your elbow, press into it as you lift, 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 lots of work underneath that right arm, that stabilizing arm. Breathing in as you reach up and over, big side body stretch. Breathing out, use your obliques to lift nice and tall. Rolling away from you as you breathe in, there's your breath pattern. Exhale to lift. As slow or as fast as your body wants to work this morning or this afternoon is just fine. Reaching long with that left side of your torso. Really, really nice. Now next time you're in that side bend, I just want you to pause there. gonna take my top arm, my left arm, try to thread the needle, go all the way back behind that ball, and then lift that top arm straight up towards the sky. So you thread that needle, little twist, and then lift, lift, lift. Feeling that work immediately all the way down to our hip. As we twist, we're thinking about those obliques, of course, pulling our navel towards our spine for 3 more. Engage in both legs, they're supporting you. And then once you're done with this third one, you can sit all the way up, relax those arms, take a breath. We're gonna make our way down to our forearm, lying on our side. Your ball's gonna end up right about underneath your waist here, so it can kind of stay in the same place, and then you can just lie over top of your ball. Bottom leg can stay bent or straight, doesn't matter for this one. We'll move that bottom leg eventually. Top leg, however, is gonna go straight. Hand can either be on your hip or down in front of you. All you're gonna do, keep that foot flexed, is start to kick it forward and kick it back. Kick it forward and kick it back. So that bottom leg is supporting you, whether it's bent or it's straight. I want you to try to lift up out of that shoulder on your bottom side so that you can keep your waist as far away from the ball as possible. So the more you feel that ball starting to deflate, the more you're sinking into your obliques, where we want to strengthen them. Keeping our neck nice and long here. Feeling that energy immediately in that peach. We are here for 5, 4, 3, 2. You're gonna pause with your leg back at center, straight out from your hip. Point that toe. Little lift, little lower. Little lift, little lower. So you wanna bring your foot all the way down as you're lowering. You only wanna lift that leg as high as you can keep your torso from trying to collapse into that ball. Now, anytime your forearm or neck starts to bug you, you can always bring that ball under your head and just lie on it like a little pillow. Taking small pulses from here, hold that leg up, little baby pulses, lots of work in that peach. Ooh, feeling that burn in the side of our seat, belly button to spine. You got this, I promise we're almost done, keep breathing. You're gonna draw a little circle, whichever direction you wanna go to start's just fine. Can you reach that leg even longer, even straighter? Reverse that circle. We're just here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that knee, take a breath. From here, legs are switching places. Bottom one's going straight. Top foot's gonna bend so that it's about right in front of you. It's gonna help you open up those muscles that just had to work a little bit, so you feel a stretch in your hip there while you're in this position. Bottom foot is gonna start to lift and lower, lift and lower. It's not gonna be able to go quite as far as that top leg did. Try to flex your foot here as you feel that work in your inner thigh. You want to bring it all the way down each time. And then again, you're thinking about length in your neck, activity in your core. Exhale each time, squeeze that inner thigh on the way up. Can you lead with your heel? And then we're gonna hold that leg up just like we did on that top side, little circles. Whichever direction you wanna start with is just fine. Keep on breathing. We're reversing that circle. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, rest it down, take a breath. We're gonna do that exact same series on the other side. We've got to start back at square one with our mermaid. So as those legs swing around, instead of lying on your side, you're gonna sit up in our Z sit position. Right shin folded back, left shin folded forward, left hand hanging out on that ball. Chest is nice and broad. Right arm going out towards the side. I'm going to roll that ball away from me as I take a big breath in. My heart stays open. My side body stretches. And then I use my shoulder down my back on that bottom side to lift, lift, lift right back up. Breathing in to reach up and over. Keep your neck long. Breathing out to pull it on up. Your legs stabilize you. Your hips stabilize you. They also have to work to try to stay as square as possible. So as your right hand reaches up, you want to think about your right hip reaching down. There's that oppositional pull you're creating with your own body. Now next time you're in that side bend, we're going to hang out in that side bend. It's your thread the needle. Right hand's coming down, take a peek at it behind that ball, and then reach it straight up for the sky. All the way down, keep those hips square, and all the way back up. Feel that shrinking sensation in your waist as your arm twists down. Use your gaze to help you. Opposite rib to opposite hip, top rib to bottom hip. Beautiful. You've got 3 of these. 2 of these. And then after this last one, you already know what to do. You're going to sit on up, leave that ball where it is, and lie right up over top of it so that you're on your forearm. Waist is hanging out on that ball, but remember, we're going to try to lift our waist up away from that ball. Engage our bottom side obliques. Just that top leg is going to lengthen to start. It stays hovering. Our foot is flexed for our first exercise, our side kick. All it does is go forward and back, forward and back. Now you just want it to go forward and back so much that you can keep your low back still and keep your core engaged. So if you feel like that upper shoulder is starting to move, your leg has gone too far. Notice how it's small, it's controlled. You want to squeeze that booty cheek each time your leg goes back, kind of like we talked about when we were on our forearms, kicking that foot up towards the sky. Keep your neck nice and relaxed, reaching into that heel. So it's like you're trying to draw a line all the way on the opposite side of the room. Your leg is getting even longer with every single rep. Your core stays steady for 4, for 3, for 2. We're going to pause with your leg right out in the middle, point your toe. Reach it even longer, activate that bottom side waist. You're going to lift and lower, lift and lower. So it's our full range of motion to start. We keep our toe and our knee parallel so our leg doesn't go very heavy. Would be able to go higher if you were letting it turn out, but that's not the work we're looking for. We're looking for that outer and that inner thigh, resisting in both directions. Now next time your leg is up, you're going to pause with it up and take tiny little pulses. Deeper work when we work smaller. You feel those muscle fibers. They're already starting to get sore while we're working out. Turn it into a little circle. Oh yeah, keep those hips steady. Work all the way around your hip. It is burning. We're going to reverse that circle. You got this. This leg gets a break next. We're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it down. Recovers quickly. Might need a little tap. And then your bottom leg is reaching long. Top foot gets to ground. We open up our hip a little bit with this position of our legs. And then from here, flex that bottom leg as you start to lift and lower, lift and lower. Think about squeezing your inner thighs. Instead of your foot initiating the movement, can you think about your inner thigh initiating the movement? It's just going to change where you feel that control, feel that work. And then as Joseph Pilates said, we always want our movements to initiate near our torso part of our body. Think about it, that's where all your organs are, that's where all of our necessary parts of our body are. So we want to feel as strong as we possibly can there in order to feel as free as we possibly can down at those extremities. You're going to start to draw a circle with that bottom leg. Really feeling that work in your inner thigh. Boy, oh boy, reverse that circle. You're here for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest it down. Take a breath. From here, grab that ball that's down underneath your waist. You're just going to set it down on the mat. We're going to need to work with it a little bit to adjust here. You're going to end up lying on your back, but that ball is going to go right in between both of your shoulder blades. So your knees are bent, your feet are grounded, and then as you start to roll back over that ball, you might need to kind of scoot yourself forward or back a little bit until you can land with it right in between your shoulder blades. We can always adjust once we start to get moving. Do the best you can to the point that feels comfortable for you here. Once that ball makes it about right between your shoulder blades, I want you to bring your hands behind your head. We're going to start with an abdominal curl. So from here, you're going to drop your head all the way back, take a peek at the wall behind you, and then lift your head all the way up into that ab curl. Here's where you might notice you need to readjust the position of that ball. So if you ever need to, you just grab it, move it around, and then come right back into those abdominal curls. Now these abdominal curls, you're going all the way back and all the way forward. So you're getting a much bigger range of motion than you got when we took that ab curl lying down on the ground earlier with that ball between your knees, if you remember that beginning of class. We're going to do 3 more like this, and then we're just going to build on this. You want to keep your head heavy in your hands, just like I talked about before. On this third one, you're just going to hold that lift of your head. Now, just your right leg is going to lift up into tabletop. From here, I'm going to reach my right leg straight out in front of me and bend it back to tabletop. We're going to build on this, so start with just your leg. It's going out and in, kind of like we did in that oblique twist earlier. And then each time your leg goes out, you're going to drop your head back. And then think forehead and your knee both in towards one another. So leg goes out, torso goes back, knee comes in, torso comes in. Find that double crunch sensation. Your whole body has to work here. You're opening up your chest, also working on the muscles of your posture, believe it or not. You've got 3 of these. 2 of these. And then 1 of these, pause on that in. From here, we're going to hold our right leg out straight. Torso, leg, go far away from one another. Keep that right leg straight as you curl, take a peek at your knee, and then lower it down as your head drops back. Exhale on that way up, inhale on that way down. Leg might start to shake, working all of those muscles down your leg, working all of those muscles in your core, working all of those muscles in your chest and in your back. We're just here for 3 of these. Think about your inner thigh on that left leg. I promise it'll help you. Not very many reps here because these are tough. You're going to hold that leg, hold your head up on this last one. Little circle with this leg, just like we took those little circles in side lying. Try to keep your torso steady. It's tougher than it looks. Reverse that circle here. Opposite direction. Strengthen your core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that foot down. Drop your head back. Just hold it back. Nice big stretch. From here, we're going to do all those exact same exercises on the opposite side. So when you're ready, you're going to take yourself into that little abdominal curl. Our left leg first goes to tabletop. We're going to start by just straightening and bending that left leg. Just the leg here to start. We'll add the upper body when you're ready. Head drops back as your leg reaches forward, and then knee towards your nose. You might notice that your torso wants to roll off the side of that ball. You're doing the best you can to find strength in your center and stay as square as you can, as balanced as you can on that unstable surface of the ball. So that is part of the work here, trying to stay even. As your head drops back, you feel that nice expansion in your chest. Try to inhale on the way back. Exhale on the way in. So you're finding that expansion. From here, we're going to move directly into those straight leg versions. So head and leg go long. From here, your straight leg kicks up. Think knee towards your forehead. And then come all the way back. Big breath in. Exhale to curl. Inhale to drop. If you're starting to feel the work in your front hip flexor, think more belly button to spine. Think more core. Your goal is for this to come from your deepest abdominal muscles. We've just got 3 of these, not very many of these. Tough with that straight leg. Ribs and hips together. On that third one, we hold our head, hold our leg up. We start to draw little circles, thinking about our right inner thigh to help us stay steady. Legs as straight as it can be. Reverse that circle. There's work on both sides. You feel that immediately. You've got 4, 3, 2, and then after this last one, drop that foot. You're going to drop your head back, but this time press into your feet. Try to lift your seat off the ground. You're going to roll forward, roll back. So think seat towards your heels, ball rolls up. Think seat away from your heels, ball rolls to the base of your shoulder blades. So towards the top of our shoulder blades, towards the back of our shoulder blades. Opens up our posture once again. Just one more of these. You're gonna set your seat down, grab the backs of your thighs, and sit on up. Grab that ball. It's going right in between our knees. We're almost done with our workout here today. I'm gonna bring my hands back behind me. Can I face my fingertips in towards my seat as much as possible? From here, all you're gonna do is float your tailbone 2 inches up away from the mat. From here, a little bend in your elbows and straighten those elbows. Tricep press, bend and straighten. Can you broaden your chest even more every single time those arms go straight? It is a very small move, so it is not large here. Your seat comes down to about tap the ground, and then it lifts right back up. You're not using your glutes, it's just your arms, but you are using your core to stay steady, stay strong. You've got 3 of these. Keep your gaze forward. You're gonna hold those arms out straight on your last one. From here, little squeezes on that ball. Turn on those inner thighs. Feel your pelvic floor start to lift. We're gonna come into a high bridge from here. Next time you're squeezing that ball, hold that squeeze. Turn on your glutes, lift them straight up towards the sky. Keep that gaze in front of you. Again, start to squeeze that ball. This time in your high bridge, make sure your head's not dropping back. Turn on your inner thighs, but feel the lift coming from your pelvic floor. You're gazing at that ball every time you give it that squeeze. Firmer behind the arms, longer in your neck. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that squeeze. Set your seat all the way down. From here, I'm gonna reach for that ball. It's coming into my hands. Both legs are gonna go straight out in front of me. You're gonna start by reaching the ball all the way forward towards your toes. Your spine is round. You're gonna start to roll that ball up your legs. As you do so, arms stay straight. You're gonna lie down on your back. Once your shoulders, neck, and head land, grab that ball, bring it all the way back behind your head. Big inhale. Exhale, keep your gaze in line with the ball as it comes all the way up and over, lands on those legs, and rolls all the way towards those feet. Big old stretch. Start to roll that ball back, lying down on your back. Grab that ball in your hands, reach it behind your head. Gaze at it as you breathe in, and then roll all the way up, breathe out. Roll it towards those toes, big stretch, breathe in, and start to roll it back, belly button towards your spine. Start to move with the pace of your breath, breathing in, reach, breathing out, roll up, breathing in, stretch forward, and breathing out to roll right on back. Listening to your body here as you take this full roll up. It's an entire body exercise. We need those inner thighs, we need our shoulders down our back, we need our glutes, and we need our core. Really, really nice. These are tough. You're just gonna do 2 more of these. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then on your last one, you're just gonna hold that ball all the way towards your toes. Press it into those legs, big stretch forward. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Can you straighten those legs even more? One big breath in through the nose, ribs expand towards the sky. Let it all out through the mouth. You are all done today. Amazing work, PT people. I can't wait to see you next time on your mat.